All right, today we're going to do some problem solving in the upper eye area into the corner of your eye. So today we're going to talk about a little bit with that maturing skin and sometimes just naturally. Sometimes that is just part of we have hooded eyes. Maybe we've had it since we've been young, or we're prone to creases in areas. And when we try to use what we really like those, not so much the matte eyeshadows and things like that, those are pretty smooth, but even with the lighter ones, the ones that really pop your eyes and really open your eyes, especially if you have hooded eyes, those can kind of seep into those creases and kind of draw attention to them. So I've been playing with this a little bit because I am starting to notice, especially like when I kind of close my eyes, I'm starting to see a little bit of those crunchy. They kind of crunch up there. And so I noticed that sometimes I like to use, they're not like the sparkly eyeshadows, but one with a little more shimmer. And I still want to be able to use those, but I do not want them to kind of, where it kind of accentuates the wrinkles or the creases in that upper lid. And I still want that look of being able to have that lifted look with those hooded eyes. I think that a lot of people deal with hooded eyes, and I think as we mature, we see more and more of that. So I've been trying to play a little bit. So first of all, I'm going to show you a quick eyeshadow look that is with 4 colors today, but you could use 1 color, you could use 2 colors. You just take whatever you want and you use it the best you can, and you kind of find the fun ways that you like to do this. But I'm going to quickly show you what I do to still be able to use those shimmer eyeshadows, but get a smoother look and not feel like it is accentuating those creases that I'm getting. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with a matte today. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change no, I think I'm going to use 3 today just to show you that you can do it with 3. Okay. Now this one, and you wouldn't even have to, really, you could just use these 2 that I'm going to use, and these are both shimmer. I don't know if you can see the difference between the matted eyeshadows and the shimmer. So I am going to go ahead though. I'm going to use this one just to go kind of give my eyeline or my eye a base. Now with this also, sometimes people are saying, boy, it doesn't matter what eyeshadow I use, I feel like it's going into my creases. One thing that you want to check, if you use eye primer, I have used eye primer. My favorite is the setting spray from Saint that I use. I find that it really sticks, but be sure, especially if you use primer, it takes 5 to 10 minutes for a primer to dry. So if you are using primer and then right away you are directly applying eyeshadow, that's probably going to cake it up a little bit, and probably you're going to get more product. It's going to stick into those creases. So be sure that's not your problem as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just give my eye a base. If you like Saint colors, this is Rome. Light color, just kind of a neutral. And I just brush it. You're going to notice that I hold my eyeshadow brush just like I would a pencil, except down here, if I want a real dark look, I'm going to hold it down farther. If I want a lighter look, I'm going to hold it up higher. So for my eye, what I'm going to do for the crease, for that darker color that I want to detail my eye with, I'm going to go ahead and use a shimmer today. So I'm going to go into Bright Eyes, and I'm going to use the bigger part of my brush. I'm going to dab it in. And again, you don't have to use both sides. If you want to use one side for the color and the other side to blend, you could do that. Especially if you're with hooded eyes, you don't want it to stay put. The more blend, the more lift you get, the better you'll be, because otherwise you won't get to see the color. I'm going to try to show you. Let me try to show you that. So if I lift my eye and I take Bright Eyes, and I just keep that color and I don't blend it, I keep it right in my crease. Okay. Now I'm going to lift my eye. Okay. Unless I close my eye, you can't really see that color. Let me try it on the other side of my eye. So again, I'm going to just use the one side. I am going to, this time, I am not going to lift my eyelid. going to try to show you this a little better. I am actually going to kind of hold, now if you have your really big creases, don't be afraid to hold that eye down so that you can smooth out that eye. I am not going to hold my eye up. Like the last time my eyebrow was up when I was doing it. This time I'm going to keep that eyebrow down. I'm still going to just do that windshield wiper across. And this time I'm going to turn that brush and I am going to kind of blend the color up onto that eyebrow bone right there. And you should be able to see the color difference between the two, okay? So that's one of the first things you can do. If you're having trouble actually seeing the color because of hooded eyes or a deep crease, then you want to make sure that you bring that color up. So this is what not to do, and this is more what to do. And again, it's probably, oh, I got a little dark there. Trying to do it in the phone is a little bit harder than actually doing it in a mirror, but it gives you an idea. So now I'm going to come back over here. Again, this would probably be a little darker than I would normally do it. And again, if you don't have trouble with real deep creases, just as long as you keep your eyebrow down, try to bring that color up. But it's a real pretty shimmery look for fall. Now, what I'm going to do now is I like to bring a pop of color, and I like to blend. I don't like distinct different colors. Some people do. That's all a preference. I'm going to go down here into Blondie. I am going to actually put the shimmer right on my eye, on my finger, and I'm going to start in the middle of my eye, and then I'm going to kind of drag it across to the corner. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I find that if I put more, it's just like your face, bringing the brightness here. If I bring the brightness to the middle of my eye and then I bring the color to the corner, it provides less product. So the more product you have, the more problems you're going to have of it getting into those creases or those wrinkles. So with doing that, I do not get as much product where those wrinkles are, but I still get a very pretty blended look. Again, I can take that big end of my brush now and I can just blend as much as I want. Anywhere where I feel like I have too much color, I can take care of that. But then this is the next part. If you still look, and that has been a big problem solver for me, just having less product. My eyes look much smoother. In the corners, you can't really, it's not, the attention is not brought to the creases or those little crunchy wrinkles that I'm starting to get. But another way that you can this is what I've been playing with. You could probably do this with something like a very, very light lip and cheek, especially if you wear lighter colors on your eyes, especially down here on the lid, or you could go into an illuminator. Now, we have already talked about how to illuminate those eyes right there in the corner and kind of give that bright look. But what I have found is that if I bring the illuminator just in the corner and then drag it down, it also almost fills kind of on top. It fills and smooths those little tiny creases and wrinkles in the corner of my eye. So I think a little bit of that is that cream, but it is not matted. It's a real soft look. It's natural. It just looks like it's part of your eyeshadow, but it's giving a little bit more, it's smoothing out those eyes. So hopefully those are some tips to help you if you're seeing some of those creases in your eyes, or if you're having trouble with hooded eyes, to be able to see more color. But if you have questions, just let me know. And if I can help any way, I will try my best. Thanks so much. Have a great day.